Now we're recording again, and I'll start this again. All right, so attendance, what should you do for attendance? Try to what? Try to be here. Now I do realize that you have extenuating circumstances. Some of you have work. When I mean work, I don't mean a part-time job. I mean 48 hours a week or more, 60 hours a week. And I do realize the only thing I ask you to do is try, like on your way to work or that morning, come by and bring me a slip of paper, and I will count you here. If you make the trip to come by this school, I will give you credit for being here because of work or whatever. Dentist appointments. I want to try to keep you in the class so I don't have to do what? The paperwork. Everybody get that? All right. Because, like I say, if I drop you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to come to me and ask me to reinstate you. And then I'm going to get mad. I'm not going to get mad. I'm going to say, all right. And then I'll have to do all that. So, all right, what's next on there? I'm not even going to pull up the handout because it's too much trouble. What's next? Okay, my class is based on if you are lazy, you flunk. If you are a good student, you'll pass. Period. If you meet anybody that has flunked my class, you better just move away from them slowly because something's going to rub off on you and it's not going to be pleasant. It's going to be laziness or synaptic problems, issues. Okay? Because it's impossible to fail my class. I mean, fail it. It's impossible. Heck, I give you 24 points on the test before you even take it. I mean, with the easy questions. You talk to anybody that's had my class before? Anybody? Raise your hand. What'd they say? Just give me one word. What'd they say? Huh?
She said you were the greatest.
Oh, be quiet.
That's what she said.
Oh, well, not all that. What'd they say? Math is not easy, is it? But how's my class easy? I covered the syllabus. I just present it in a way that you can grab onto. Who else? What else? Anybody else? What did George say? Fun teacher. I try to be. I don't try to be like some of these others that got their panties in a wad. What'd they say? A math teacher. A bad teacher. Oh, she needs to go to group therapy. She quit going to group, and she needs to. You tell her that she needs to start going back to group on Tuesday night. It meets at the Civic Center on Tuesday nights. You tell her I said that. Okay? She's a good friend of mine. We went to school together. What else? Anybody else?
I did not realize that person I was talking about was in the hospital and took your course in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I texted her last night.
Yeah, I had to help her. Yeah. And last time I saw her, she was in a wheelchair, but I don't know if she's still in a wheelchair.
She still has some pretty severe health problems. She's walking.
Yeah, well, that's good. She was in a whole lot worse off condition, and I had to help her through that. Yeah. Any others? You will not meet, and I'm confident. I'm very confident. No, I promise you, you will not meet anybody that says that I am unfair, that I am a terrible teacher, that I do not take time for students, that I don't teach well. The reason is, and the reason I'll tell you that is because I treat students the way I want to be treated. And I remember being in that seat. I remember coming out of West Side not being able to add fractions. I remember being 356 out of 400 students at graduation. I remember that. So, and as long as I don't forget that, I will always teach with the enthusiasm to help students learn. Okay? So, now I don't know what, I'm scared to ask, and I'm not going to ask, but I don't know what rate my professor says, but I've heard it says good things, but if it says bad things, I don't want to hear it. Okay? What's the next thing say? Yes. When I talk about students in general, when I say you people, I don't mean you in here, I mean students in general. I do not sit at home and say, well, I really don't like Miss McLean. I don't like her family, so I'm going to talk about her dad in class. I have a life, okay? I have a kid, I have 2 kids, and a mom, and a bunch of cows, and a bunch of hay to cut down, 3 pieces of machinery, 2 bulldozers, and I got a lot to do, okay? I do not sit at home and say, well, I wonder who I can pick on tomorrow. I do good to remember y'all's names, okay? Really. And with 6 students, 6 times 30 is 180. That's 180 students. And I'm trying, when I stare at you, I'm trying to learn your names, okay? I already know some of your names right now. Some of you that I don't like. No, I'm just kidding. And I'm starting to worry. You know why I'm worrying? Because there's 3 or 4 of y'all in here whose mamas and daddies know me. Okay? And that's not a good thing. Okay? What did Mr. Stansel say? Where's Miss Stansel? What did you talk to your granddaddy? You need to. Huh? You need to. When you walk up to him and say, what's up, Stansel? That's what Stansel! Stansel look like Mario. Has he still got black hair and black mustache, or is it gray? It is? Well, is his wife still slapping him around every once in a while? That's a joke. They're a good couple. They're real nice. Did you talk to your dad? What did he say? Did he say that I was a dummy in high school? Yeah, like Hubert teaching. But we did used to knock down people in the dark hall. We used to do that. We used to come out of the lunchroom and there'd be a bunch of dope smoking hippies in there. And we'd knock them down. We couldn't stand those guys. I think they closed up the dark hall at West Side, didn't they? And they got doors on it now.
Well, it has doors, but they're never closed.
And lights? The only lights that were in the dark hall were from that stairwell on the left, and it would shine in there, and them dope heads in there would be in there, and we just, oops, sorry, knock them down. They were worthless. They still are worthless. Anyway, your dad wasn't in there. I don't think your dad was in there. You were Pendleton. I don't see who else. Angie was in there. She was a pothead. Yeah. Tell her that she was a pothead. That's why she has to go to group. But anyway, who else? Go ahead. Let's hear it. Who else? Who else? Mom and Daddy, Aunt, Uncle know me. Anybody? Good. Okay. Good. That's a good thing. And whatever they tell you, it's a lie. Okay. It's a lie. Except for what Miss Robinson said. That was the greatest teacher in the world. All right. So, you know, I like to have fun. I like interaction. I like for you to interact with me. I do not like for you to interact with each other while I'm teaching. Now, that is a pet peeve, okay? Another pet peeve. If I make a mistake on the board, don't wait until the end of the problem to tell me. All right? And do not, and I might have said this before, I do have one pet peeve. If you want to make me mad, if I make a mistake on the board and Miss McLean says, Hubert, I think you made a mistake. I don't need Bubba and 15,000 people say, yeah, man, you made a mistake. That is real frustrating, okay? How many people does it take to tell me that I made a mistake? One. I don't need Miss McLean to tell me I made a mistake and 15 other people 5 seconds later say, yeah, man, I saw that a while ago. You made a mistake. Oh, that drives me bananas. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I don't know why we knocked over the potheads. I don't know that either. But that is one thing that really irritates me. All right? The second thing that irritates me is people talking while I am writing. Now, if I hear Miss McLean talking to, what's your last name? DeVoe. DeVoe. Like Diva, Devo, Devo. Devo. Okay. I got it. It's an association thing, okay? If I hear Miss McLean talking to Mr. Devo, and they are talking about, well, you need to look up the score here and there, then I'm okay with that because they are talking about math. But if I hear, is it Miss Krakos or what's your, huh? Your Neil's, oh gosh. Bless your heart. He goes to group 2. All right. If Miss Junkins is talking to Mr. Harbin, and they're talking about what they're going to do on Saturday night, that's going to piss me off. Okay? That's just what? It's rude. It's disrespectful. Okay? So just kind of keep it to a low whisper and try to keep it on task, and I'll be okay. It is Harbin, right? Okay. I'm trying to learn your names. It's going to be this is a big class with a lot of females and hardly any males. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, right? 5 to 30. That's 1/6. That's 0.16. 1/6? Something like that. Oh, 6. I didn't catch one. Where's the other one? I did that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I say 6 or 5? Okay. 6 out of 30, that's 1/5. That's 0.2. That's 0.2. That's pretty good numbers, isn't it? I like them. But anyway, guys, y'all not going to have a chance in here. So if y'all say something is wrong, it's probably not going to be worth anything because the women are going to jump on you and tell you you're wrong. So, because women are always what? Right. And as long as you guys know that, you will have a nice marriage. Okay? I had a nice marriage, but I just got tired of cleaning up the house and I just got tired of doing everything else. Okay? Period. So, anyway, so what's next? Yeah, well, I'll let y'all read that. Okay. I hate know-it-alls. You ever had the guy in the class, and it's usually a male, sorry, and it's usually a guy that's trying to tell the teacher how to do something, whether it's psychology or whether it's nursing or whether it's math. There's 4 types of people in the room. There is the person that has no clue what's going on in the class. They haven't had probability and statistics, and they're latching on to every note and every word and every film strip and every video trying to figure out how to do it. You may be one of those people. You may be a person that took probability and statistics in high school and made a D or a C because the teacher was terrible or you were worried about other things. Okay? Nobody in here was worried about other things in high school. You may have been in Math 120 and you made an A and you still remember it and you think this is a waste of time, but you know the material. The only thing is you keep your mouth what? Shut. And then there's the know-it-all. That's the guy, and it's usually a guy, that starts to blurt out stuff, and half the time he blurts out stuff, it's what? It's wrong. And it's usually the guy that you jump into the restroom in the hallway when you see them what? Coming down the hallway. Men jump into the women's restroom or whichever one they can because they see them coming. That's the know-it-all. And the first time, if I pick up on it, the first time I'm going to say something and I'm going to say, and your degree is in what? The second time I pick up on it and it's the same person, I'm going to say, and how many degrees do you have? Third time I'm going to ask you to leave. Now, I've never had a problem. I did have a problem last semester. I had a little problem and I nipped it in the bud right quick. And I was teaching trig and it was in 236 right over here. Had about 15 students in there. And I was starting about trig and I was showing the basics because a lot of people don't know how to do trig because they've never taken it. And I was showing the basics and he said, so we're not going to go into the identities. I said, did you write the book? And I never did have a problem with him after that. But what he was trying to do, he was trying to show everybody what? How much he knew. Well, he never did have a problem. You know what he made out of the class? See. If he knew it all, what should he have made? An A. But he didn't. He made a C. Usually the know-it-alls don't know as much as they what. And let's put this in perspective. And first of all, I love Tri-County Tech. When I got out of Clemson, that's the first place I wanted to, and that's where I wanted to teach. I wanted to teach at Tri-County Tech, and that's why I've been here for 19 years, because I love it. Because if it wasn't for Tri-County Tech, I wouldn't be teaching. You are at Tri-County Tech for a reason. All right? I had to go to Tri-County Tech because I made 800 on the SAT, and I think that's putting your name down. Okay? I was 356 out of 400. I was not the brightest student. Was it because I was stupid? No. It's because I had more important things to do in high school. And there was two things that were more important. Can you name them? Girls, football. That's it. You didn't think I was in the chess club? The golf club? What do you think? All right. So that was the only things I had on my mind. All right. I had to go to Tri-County Tech because I had to start from the beginning and not have to redo high school. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that, but if you had an 1800 SAT score, would you be at Tri-County Tech? No, not necessarily, unless you just by choice. What I'm saying is, if you a know-it-all and you think you know everything, then you made 1800 on the SAT, you should be at MIT or Cambridge or Clemson or USC, or why would you be at Tri-County Tech unless it's by choice? And why would you be in Math 120 when you should be in Calc 1, 2, or 3? Because if you know it all, you made a 4 on all the, what do you call them? The test? AP test. Because if you know it all, now I'm not talking to the people that are smart, okay? I'm talking to the people that what? Think they're smart. There's totally two different things here, all right? So don't take it the wrong way. Some of you made 1800. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the ones that think they made 1800 or think they can make 1800. I've never had a problem, so let's just try to stay with the first three. The people that want to learn, the people that need the cobwebs knocked loose, and the people that have already taken the class, but they need to take it for college credit. Let's just leave it at those. And that's pretty much my class. Now, did I give y'all WABIT, EMU? Did I give y'all that? Yes or no? Huh? Oh, you already got it. Okay. Write it down. WABIT, as in Elma Fudd, WABIT. EMU. Get your cell phones out right now. Yes, get your cell phones out. Now, if you got this old flip phone back in 1980s, it ain't going to work, okay? A smartphone. And go to your, what is it? Mine is called Play. What's the App Store? Go to your App Store. Thank you. And mine is called something Play Store. Thank you. Your Android is called Play Store. Your iPhone is called what? Apps. Go and look up WABIT, WABBIT, EMU. And you should be able to pull up a calculator of your choice. Now, remember, iPhone people are up here. Y'all's nose is a little bit like this. My daughter's not iPhone. Y'all up here. Now, us Android people, we don't welfare around. We get it for free. Okay? Y'all done something wrong.
I got it.
What do you have? I guess you're going to have to do without. No, I don't know. You're going to have to do a search. You are a loser. You're going to fail this class. Go Google it. See if you can pull it up with the iPhone on Google. The Android people should be able to pull it up, and you should be able to get a calculator. I would suggest the TI-83, 84 or 84 plus, 83 silver, any of those. You don't need a big TI-89. That's calculus, and it's more complicated. It's going to ask you, oh my God, I need to go into cardiac arrest. It's going to ask you to do a library. Go ahead and do it, or you won't be able to pull up a calculator. It's going to say WABIT has to make a library. Go ahead and do it. And then, Trey, is that a tablet back there? Will you tell me if it does it okay on there? I want to know because other classes. How's the iPhone people coming? I'm sorry. How is the iPhone people coming? No, the iPhone people last semester had found a way to do it.
It came up on Google, but
Okay, Google Rabbit EMU for iPhone. See what it says. You should have some way to get it in there.
What, create a ROM?
Huh? Yeah, create a ROM. Or create a what?
Or is it
Create.
have a ROM or?
Create a ROM. Help me create a ROM. For your Android people, it's going to say create a ROM. You hit that, and it'll tell me when you get it. Tell me when you get it. No, you keep going. I want to see yours. And which your pick. TI-84 Plus, TI-83 Silver Plus, either one of those. They all work the same. And then when you get it to come up, go ahead and hit finish.
All right, download them.
And loading. Okay. And here's his. You can't see it, but he's got a TI-83 on his phone. Isn't that nice? And it's free. I'm sorry for the it's free. How are you coming, iPhones? Well, I do know that last semester they did. They said they had to pay for it. And now, you might have to get used to being such a small keypad, but it's free. There you go. Here, you can see this one better. See there? Graphing calculator on the phone. Okay, the Android people, we're going to go on with class while the iPhone people are still working. I like to pick on iPhones because my son and my daughter, my son's 7 has iPhones, but there's a reason. I can't get into that. There's a reason. And make the maintenance, I like to track it on my iPhone. And the reason I didn't do that is another. But anyway, both of them, they think they're so high and mighty with their iPhones. And I just like picking on them. See them down there. What is that? Is that an HP or an iPad? Okay, see.
I just started doing it.
That's unusual because they did download last semester. I had 2 students download, unless they just cut it out for iPhone people. Okay, well anyway, why don't you do this? Why don't you do TI app for iPhone? Try that. I'm trying to help y'all out, iPhone people.
Is it 83?
Yeah, try that. It's a what? It's a dolly.
Dollar.
Oh, it's a dollar. I didn't know what you said. My hearing on the. Yeah, that's it. You have to pay $1 for it. Yeah. What?
What if we already have like an actual calculator?
What?
What if we have a calculator?
That's fine. I was just telling people how to get a calculator for free. Draw it. What do you have? What kind? Dale?
Yeah.
Dale. I'm sorry. iPad people don't. That's a little. I love it when iPads don't work as good as the phone. Okay. Y'all keep working on it. TI-83 is good. TI-84 is good. You don't need no more than TI-84 because TI-89 and the HP-51, those are calculus based. And if you just want to look big, that's fine, but you don't, it's more complicated to work than the TI-83 and 84. TI-81 is good, TI-82 is good. If you can find one, they're ancient, but those are the little blue ones that they gave you in junior high and high school, little blue ones. I don't know if they're still doing them or not, but TI-81, TI-82, TI-83, TI-84. Any of those is good. I do not like the TI-86, so if you have one, you need to bring a manual and learn how to do it yourself. Because I don't like those. They should have never been made. They're backwards of the TI-84 and 83, and it's just yuck to use them. Okay. What's the next handout? I gave you, what about my information? I gave you my information, how to contact me. Did I do that? Okay, what else? I gave you the class. What about my locator card? Do you have that? Did we go over that? Yep, no. You want to do the class. Yes, no. Everybody get your locator card out. I'm just gonna go over that real quickly and tell you that I'm only in my office pretty much on Friday from 5 to, from 8 till 2, or 8:30 to 1:30, I can't remember what I put on there. And there is a time between, on my Monday and Wednesday class, I may go out and grab some lunch and be in the office somewhere in there at 11 to 12:45. I may be in there a little bit there. You really won't need me for office hours because remember, I'm taking 12 days class time that I would be doing tests. You send me and ask my instructor and I go over your questions in class because I have 12 extra days. 13, however many you came up with. So let's go on to Course Compass and let's see what we can come up with. I'm sorry, mylabsplus.
Okay.
It's the same thing. Go ahead and write that down. Course Compass, mylabsplus, and mymathlab. They're all the same. The only difference is basically enrollment, how you enroll. Since y'all have enrolled by the school, since you didn't have to go in and put a username in, all you had to do is put an access code in, the school did the rest, that's why it's called mylabsplus. If you had to do it, put you in H. McClure and put in a password and put in an access code, then it's called Course Compass. That's the difference. Alright, it's the same thing. Alright, so here y'all is, right there. Now, there are 4 buttons that I want you to write about in your notes. And I'm going to write them on here. Probably not calibrated and it might not even work. Yep, it is. Wow. That's not calibrated. Hold on just a minute. I want to calibrate it. It's going to take a second. It's all Bush's fault. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. And calibrate. All right. Number 1, homework. Why do you think that's the number 1 button? Because where you find what? Your homework. I will get an email from somebody that will ask me, where do I find the homework? And that's from somebody that just don't come to class and don't read the handouts. They just, you ever met a person that won't do anything but just ask teacher questions? They won't look at the book, they won't open the book, they won't look at, just ask questions. Just ask teacher, ask teacher, ask teacher. Well, think about what happens if you do that to your boss at work. The boss will tell you to get away from him or her, or they'll fire you. Because where do you find the best information at workplace? You find it from the boss, or do you find it from coworkers? Huh? Co-workers. The boss don't want to deal with stuff like that. So read, find information yourself. And then if you can't find it, that's when you ask questions. Test, number 2. Why did I not circle quizzes? Because I don't give them. Okay? So all you need to worry about is test. Now if you hit test right now, you ain't gonna find any. You're gonna have a bunch of generic tests on there. And you can take those just for fun, but they do not influence your grade at all. They come with the book. Okay? When you see my test, it'll say Hubert's Unit 1 test, Hubert's Unit 2 test, Hubert's Unit 3 test, Hubert's Unit 4 test. Okay? And you're not going to see those until we get toward the end of Unit 1. Study plan. This is not a button for you, so it's not a button for me, so I'm not going to give it a number. This is strictly for the student. Student, extra, problems, practice. Does not influence your grade at all. Does not influence your grade, it doesn't hurt your grade, it doesn't help your grade. All it does is give you extra problems to practice, extra videos, extra support, basically extra problems. Now this one you might have to think about because this one's real tough. Grade book. What do you think the grade book is for? Huh? Your grades. You have 4-unit tests, you have homework, and you have final exam. Those are 6 items that will be in there. That's it. Period. It's not complicated. Please do not call me or email me the last day of finals and say, what's my grade? Because I will not respond. Because I've already told you. Also, I think I've already covered this, but I'm going to cover it again. I give you 6 to 7 gimmies on each of my tests, and I'm going to show you those. Each test. Now, if I give you a test with 20 questions on it, how many points is that I'm already giving you? Well, they're 5 points apiece, so that'd be what, 30 to 35 points per test. And where do those gimme problems come from? The handouts, the syllabi, anything that I covered on those handouts. How many tests did I give you? 4. So by the end of the semester, how many points have I given you? I don't even know how much that is. 40, 30? I don't know. 120, 130 points. What is that? That's another test grade. I've given you another test grade just mathematically in points. So at the end of the semester, something else. How many tests do I give you through the whole semester? 12-unit test. Good God, where'd 12 come from? Well, how can you tell me? Huh? You can take each test up to 3 times. So how many tests did I give you? 12. How many do I drop? I drop 8. True? Drop. So how many do I test you? How much do I grade you on? 4 tests are graded. And I give you an extra test right here that's not even calculated because this test is this average is divided by 4, but it includes a 5th test grade. So what should you not ask me for at the end of the semester? Do not ask me for extra points or extra credit at the end of the semester, and don't ask me to drop your final or your lowest test grade. Because I've already done that 8 times. Okay? I want everybody to write that down because I don't want anybody to forget that. Because at the end of the semester, when you have an 82.5, an 89.2, and you come to me boo-hooing, I'm sorry, I've done giving you, and I may give you even more of these because they're telling us now to give more of the test questions that are in the syllabus. Which make the test longer because you don't have to calculate on those, it's just memory. And I have, and this is going to be a test question right here. How many points are given based on a 20, if I give you a test, if I give you 4 tests, 20 points apiece with 6 gimme questions, how many points am I giving you per semester? Or something like that. Or I might ask you, what's a gimme question? and I'll have 4 choices. 3 will be totally stupid, and 1 will be the right answer. I will ask this type question. I will ask this question. Do I drop your lowest test grade? At the end of the semester, do I drop the lowest test grade? At the end of the semester is the key word. No, I do not drop anything at the end of the semester except your lowest final grade. Okay? Question. And that's all about the, I don't know how I got on that. I thought I was talking about locating card. Well, I was. Oh, I was talking, I think somehow we got on. Oh, well, I ain't gonna worry about it. Oh, we're on, we're on this. That's what we StatCrunch is a glorified Excel spreadsheet. I'm not going to worry too much about that. We'll play with it a little bit, but that ain't necessary for your grade. Ebook is number 4. And that's how you print out your book. Now we're going to go through and look at it. Mr. Nelson, what time is it?
It is 1:42.
What time is class over? What? I can't hear you. 2:10. All right, Miss Cochran, I want you to tell me when it's about 2:05, okay? Miss Cochran, did I say anybody else? Okay. I don't need 15. Oh, it's 5 after, man. Bubba sitting in the back, half asleep. Yeah, man. All right. So let's go to homework. And I'm going to go to chapter 3 because that's math questions. I don't want to do no definitions. I'm an English teacher. Now, most of you, I would say, without even taking a raise of hands, probably 80% of you have done let's try it again. 90% of you have done homework on Course Compass before. Okay? Right quick. Anybody that has used Course Compass before or mylabsplus, go ahead and raise your hand right now. I raise it up high. Okay, 50%. Okay? 50% of y'all are in trouble because y'all don't know how to use it. It is a very valuable, very good way for students to get over the hump when they're doing their homework. You ever been doing your homework and you get to a problem like number 16 and you can't do the rest of your homework because you can't get past number 16? You ever had that problem? I have all the time when I was in high school. So these buttons over here help get you by until you can't do it and you can't get it. Then you use Ask My Instructor. So, help me solve this. Don't know how to do the problem. I'm going to hit help me solve this. What is help me solve this? Well, let's say that you have this problem. I'm jumping into another explanation. 2x plus 4 is equal to 16. And you don't have any idea how to do that problem, so you go to the tutor lab. Okay, no problem. You go to the tutor lab, cough again, you need to lay off the Marlboro Reds, okay? Alright. I'm just kidding. You go to a tutor and you say, hey, there's a nice looking tutor over there. I'm going to go sit beside him. And you go sit beside him and he goes, okay, you got an algebra problem. What's the objective of algebra? He asks you, and you say, get the variable what? By itself. And then he says, well, what do you need to do to get the variable by itself? Because it's with the 2. What do you need to get rid of? Speak up, people. The 4. So you say, how do you get rid of it? And then the tutor says, how do you get rid of a positive 4? And then he says, do you do it on one side? Do it on the other side. And then the tutor says, okay, now you have 2x is equal to 12. Now how do you get rid of a multiplying by 2? Divide by 2, and you divide by 2, and x is equal to 6. What that tutor has done, besides explaining to you how to do the problem, what did that tutor do all throughout the problem? Asked you questions and made you think. All right? That's called a guided tutor or a guided lecture is what it's called. It's a learning style. Write that down. When you hit, help me solve this, you're going to get a guided lecture, a guided tutorial. That means it's going to ask you what? Now, who in here is not going to like the guided tutorial? Anybody want to take a guess? Huh? What? No. That's a good guess, though. The guys. Why? Guys cannot stand instruction. Just show me the picture. Okay? Santa Claus. Santa Claus comes. Bobby wants a bicycle. Okay? Daddy has to put the bicycle together. Okay? Daddy says, give me the box. Mom or girlfriend's over here going, well, here's the direction. I don't need no direction. So, the guy, he puts the bike together looking at the picture. Picture of the bike. Okay, he's finished, he puts it under the Christmas tree. Meanwhile, the wife or the girlfriend is picking up after the guy. And she notices there's several parts, screws. And she asks the caveman and then the man, what are all these? And what does the man always tell her? Extra parts, just in case the people didn't send all the parts. Meanwhile, Bobby's in the ditch. Because the wheel fell off. Guys hate directions. I don't need directions. Well, isn't that the fast fare we passed 2 miles ago? It's got the same little bald-headed man in there doing the cash register. No, I know where I'm at. We just don't have to check in till 3 o'clock. Guys hate directions. So I'm telling you, the guided lecture is good. Who will use this? The person that really is struggling to learn how to do such. That's the number one person. The one person that I told you has never had probability or never had algebra or never had whatever subject. That's the person that's going to use the guided lecture. Okay? So what does that mean? Well, that means the person that's struggling the most, you might want to use that first button. The second button is view and examine. What does it mean? Or what does it do? Well, let's take the same problem. 2x plus 4 is equal to 16, or whatever problem you put in there. You go into tutoring lab, you sit over here, you said, well, that guy took too long. I'm going to go sit over here beside this girl and see how she tutors. So she goes sit beside her, and she goes, okay, you have an algebra problem. Now, we all know that to do algebra, we need to get the variable by itself. The variable's right here, so we need to get rid of this 4. And you know by the theory of equality that what you do on one side, you got to do on the other. And that renders 2x is equal to 12. Now you've got a one-step equation. You divide by 2 because that undoes multiplication. And by the theory of equality, if you do it on one side, you have to do it on the other. So your answer is x is equal to 6. What's the difference in the first tutor and the second tutor? No question. The tutor shows you step by step how to do it. That's for the people that need cobwebs not loose. That's for the people that remembers a little bit and don't need all the in detail underneath stuff that you don't know. So that's, some of you guys might like this. But most of the guys are going to want the video. Okay? Because they're visual learners. This is for the learner that wants cobwebs, not blue. This is for the one that took Math 120 in high school and made a C or a D because you didn't get all the concepts that you are talented in. So you might want to think about that when you're using these two buttons. So view an example, no questions. That's the difference between the two. The third one is called video. Now, I'm not going to say too much about that because people, a video is a video.
Well, McDonald's first, and then you don't see it yet, but we're going to see the data set for Jack in the Box as well. So here
I
you
met
can see
her
the
at a
data
conference.
set. We've got
She
McDonald's
is
and
one of the
also Jack in
co-authors of the book.
Two data sets. And
You don't want the
do first
author
one here,
because
so we'll do it
he'd
together.
shake your hand and make you fall
Then
asleep.
what we'll do is give you some time to go ahead.
This
and
guy,
do
this
the
girl,
for
she's
the
good.
second
She's
one.
like,
So I'm going to start with
I think she's like
McDonald's
6
and work
foot,
through these
6'2".
data points.
She
These are the
looks like a
times at the
volleyball
drive
slash
through.
basketball
And once
player.
I do that, you'll be
And,
repeating, so pay attention. You'll be
She don't overlook
repeating
her
the
very
same
much.
steps to do it
This
with
guy's a
McDonald's.
joke, okay?
So what I want to do
But
is
she's very
look at
nice,
the
very
document.
nice, and she
There
does
are
very
4
well
different values that I want to
explaining
calculate that are the ones we talked about. I want to calculate the mean,
stuff.
the mode, the
And
median, and the
this
median.
would be for the
So look at
person,
the mean
again,
is the average.
the one
So
that's
what that
very
means is I'm gonna
lost,
add up
or
all
the
of these
one
data
that don't
points
want
that
to
I
read a
have,
bunch of
and then divide by 12.
questions or a
So if
bunch
I
of
add up all my data
explanation,
points,
just show me
I
how
have
to do it.
2,236.
That's your visual learners.
That's what I want to divide
Going
by
through the different
the
learning
12 because
styles
that's how many
that there
data points
are
there are.
of
So I have
people.
12 data points, so when I divide that out, I have that this will be
I don't know how to do the
approximately
average.
186.3
And that's how you do that.
seconds. That means that's the average amount of time.
Now, some of you that don't like videos and like computer geeky stuff, and I'm one of those people, animation.
In this activity, you will examine different measures of the center.
This is a computerized video. It's the difference. That's the difference. It's not a human video, it's a computerized video. This is a mixture between visual learners and guided lecture learners. Guided learners like the questions and the detail. The visual learners like the visual. So you put them together, you have a visual guided or guided visual learner. And it has next buttons, so you can go as fast and slow as you want to.
There are several different measures of center, and here we consider 4 of them: mean, median, mode, and mid-range.
And it goes on and
To
talks about,
calculate
just
the
like the
mean,
video.
you find the sum of all values, then divide that by the number of
Some
values.
people feel like they have a little bit more
Add all the
control with
values,
this
and then divide by the number
than
of
the
values.
video.
Here are 2
And
important
it has a little
properties
bit
of the
more
mean.
information than the video.
1. The mean is sensitive to extreme values. That is, a small number of exceptionally large or small values can have a substantial
Okay? StatCrunch, textbook. Well, the textbook is pretty self-explanatory. The textbook is for you readers. Some of y'all that read War and Peace in like 3 days. Some of you that read like 4 books in a day. You know, I can't read the funny paper without falling asleep. I'm one of those people. Anybody in there like this? You read 1 page and you fall asleep. Some people can read 20 books and not fall asleep. I can't read 1 page. I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting in a chair, and I'm sitting there reading, and I'll just doze off. I don't know why. But anyway, for those readers in here, this is basically reading, learning style. You just go, you hit textbook, and it takes you exactly where this material is being introduced into your book. So if you turn to page 80, you'll see this material. So that's a different learning style. I'm not going to go into StatCrunch because that is not beneficial. It's beneficial for time purposes, but not for you understanding. StatCrunch is a glorified spreadsheet, and I'll show you how to use all of them. Tech Help shows you how to use the spreadsheets, calculators, the StatCrunch. That's going to help you with time, but it's not going to help you with understanding. Print. How do I print? Print. Why would I print just one problem? Mostly to hand to me to go over in class. But you don't even have to do that with Ask My Instructor. So that's really irrelevant. Printing this one problem is really, not many people use that. But why would I print the whole assignment? Y'all can answer. It's not rhetorical. Why would I print as a student? Why would I print the whole assignment? To work on it conventionally. Or put it in notes, and when you goes over homework problems, find the problem that I'm doing, because I give you the number, and then you find it, and you do the notes. That way, when you do your homework, you will have some problems to use. Some people do it conventionally, like your paper and pencil, take it home, work on it, and go back in, type of answers. So that's why you would print out the whole assignment. There's so many things you can do with this website. It's up to you. It's up to the individual student. And then you come to the most important button. Ask My Instructor. Ask My Instructor is used when you cannot figure out after you've tried all the other things. Ask My Instructor is sent. It'll send a hyperlink straight to my email, and then I will put it in a 120 folder, and then we will go over it every day when class starts. If I get 20 questions, I will go over 20 questions. If I get 2, I'll go over 2. If I get none, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to the next section. Squeaky door gets what? OIL or grease? There's a story behind the OIL. I'll tell you that one of these days. Okay? Whenever there's a word that begins in OIL, I spell it. F-O-I-L, O-I-L, B-O-I-L, and there's a story behind it. Maybe next time somebody reminds me, I'll tell you the story. But when you have come to your wit's end and you're pissed off and you're ready to kick the cat, shoot the dog because you can't do a problem, send it to me. It'll send me the hyperlink. In the morning, I'll say, okay, let's look at homework problems. I'll pull yours up. I'll click on it. It'll send me the exact problem that you tried to do. We'll all work it together, and then you'll have it so you can go home and do it. This gauges the class. If I get a lot of these, the class goes what? Slow. If I don't get a lot of these, the class goes what? Squeaky door gets the grease. You determine how fast this class goes. Who's got a question on that? Yes, ma'am. Good question, and that's the last thing that I'm going to talk about. And that is right here. I'm glad you reminded me. Leave this page. No, better save. No, save. And done. Hold on, I'm getting there. I know it's 2 o'clock. I know. We get out at 2:15 or 2:10. All right, I got plenty of time. Ebook. Let's go to chapter 3. Let's go to 3.2. That's where I was. And click e-text. This is the book. You can print it every 10 pages. So 10 pages from 80 is 90. So whenever you print these 10 pages, go to page 90 and print those 10 pages. You hit the print button right up here, and it'll ask you to print up to 10 pages. So, does everybody in here have a book? Yes, you do. Where is it? It's online. So now you see why I don't care what you bring to class. Because everybody has a book once you get on the Course Compass. You can use an old book, you can use a new book, you can use a share book, you can rent a book, you can buy a new book, you can use a book 2 or 3 years. I even have a couple of books in my office. First come, first served. See me after class if you're interested. Okay? There's 2 options you have as far as the access code. You can buy a new book with the access code. If anybody buys, anybody wrapped up, or let me see. If you don't mind. Not good for you. I'm not pass now. Where is the access code? Full cardboard box. Did it come with this?
I don't know if it's carrying it.
Okay, all right, well, I don't think you've all, I feel something in there, but maybe I don't see a gap.
It's resting out, so.
This is the access code. You can get it. Where did you get yours if you rented yours? Okay, some people are buying them from Amazon. How much you pay? That's good. And you get the access code with it. She did Amazon, $60. Rent a book, and you get it back. And that's the thing now is renting books because you only spend $60 and you give it back to them. And that's the book. It comes with the access code, or I don't think this one has it, but I feel something. Okay. 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 So that's how you get it at the bookstore. You can buy this. Did you get this at the bookstore? Okay. And what book are you going to use? See, he's going to use these books. This is $103, right? I thought it was 130 for 103. So if you go online, you got to go through the bridge, right? On your, I hate that. You got to go through that stupid Blackboard. You got to go through Blackboard, hit Math 120, hit the bridge and go to register or whatever, and they'll tell you how to get it online. 103 online, 130 without the book, and 160 with the book, right? Like something like that. Huh? Okay, that's just a CD. Yeah, that's it. See, she got hers. I hope, have you already got home? Okay, now the only thing, did you scratch this off?
Yeah, I rented it.
Okay, so it might not work. You may have to get that. Okay? If you buy a rent a book and they've already used this, and chances are it's not going to work again, but you can try it. Yep. And you need to go online and get your access code. Who else has got a question? Yes, ma'am.
How do you log on to get their access code and type in?
Okay, you go to Blackboard.
Okay.
When you go to Blackboard, it's going to have your courses on the right-hand side. You click on the Math 120.
Okay.
And then look on the left-hand side, and you'll see Bridge to mylabsplus.
Okay.
Click on that, and it's going to take you to that screen about putting in your access code
Okay.
or buying an access code.
When I did that, it said it was some like temporary thing, and then I couldn't put the access code in for like so many days. Is that?
That's fine. Whenever it tells you to put the access code in, go ahead and put it in. Because they do give you 14 days of free access, so that way people can't use that as an excuse not to be doing their homework.
Okay.
Okay? I gotta get this rolling.
So we might not pull up, like I went on the bridge thing, and all it says is a black page that has the nation box.
Yep, use Firefox, because if you get a white screen, you got to use Safari, Firefox, or Chrome. Okay? Let me get the roll, and then I will let y'all, okay, and tell y'all, don't leave yet, because I'm going to tell you what you need to do.